I want to make a quick video of the Segway Ninebot scooter. Now, purchased this from Costco, it's around $600, and it's been kind of useful. But now I'm about 80 miles in on riding this. You have a Segway Ninebot app that you can be able to view this on, and about 2 months worth of using it. So I'm going to go over the pros and cons of the scooter, and kind of show you how it works out. This is basically the brake, this is the gas or e-pedal, this is the power to put it on, and it'll show you exactly how much charge you have on your battery. So this will give me about, depending on how much throttle you use, about 15 miles. And you can see this Bluetooth beeping here. That connects with your mobile app. So if you have an iPhone or Android, it connects with that. You can be able to lock it. So if somebody wants to take it, they can't really ride it, but they're able to kind of take it if they want to. So I recommend to lock this up. But that's what the Bluetooth it kind of stands for. And this is the miles per hour, or you can change it to kilometers. This is a sport mode that is on, and this, if you click it again, it's going to turn on the LED light. And it's nice to have LED light, especially at nighttime or during the day, to let folks know that you're coming through, so they can be able to navigate through the area. These grips are not bad, as you can see here. They're kind of uneven. This is a little bit more thicker in comparison to this, but I guess this is one small fault. This is the additional battery here. You click on this to kind of see what the charge is, and you also charge this scooter from this little port, which you just connect through the wall. Very easy. To fold it up or fold it down, you just click on that little pedal here, and it'll fold down. The grips here are pretty good. You've got some reflective components here, and by the way, when it folds down, it kind of locks into here in this area, as you can see. So let's go ahead and look at the tires. The tires are okay. In terms of rainy situations, you're gonna have a tough time navigating with this. This is quite slippery, and especially if it's even light rain. So I highly recommend to go slow when it's raining, and wear a helmet for safety. So that's basically the highest miles per hour I've gotten on this has been about 18 going down the hill. It's kind of blocked off around 17, and depending on the weight or how much you weigh, or how many, if it's 2 people on this scooter that or 1 person behind you that you're navigating with, is going to lower that miles per hour. Let's go into the pros and cons of this Segway. Right off the bat, let's go through the pros. It's very simple, it's very easy to move around. You can be able to fold it up and bring it with you to office space. It doesn't take much space to bring it. The range is pretty good. You can get around more than 20 miles, 25 miles of range, depending on, like I said, the throttle. And another pro is the utilization of this in comparison to renting. Lyft and Uber does have their own scooters that they rent out. It gets kind of costly after a while, so if you're riding the scooter quite often, it may be wise to purchase one of these. You can be able to purchase one, utilize it for, let's say, several months, depending on how often that you ride it, and you can be able to sell it afterwards at a much lower price, but you can still obtain the profit from it. So there's that aspect of saving money. The charge times on this, it depends. It's from 0 to 100 in charging. The battery, it'll take about 5-6 hours at least. I've seen it go range in terms of that, but you're gonna see almost a half day to charge this, which isn't bad, see what else. So those are the pros. Let's go straight to the cons. The cons are this scooter, the bumps that you go over, you feel it through your body, the vibrations and everything. So the newer scooters, I think, have alleviated or solved some of those problems, but they are much heavier than this. Another thing is the tires are basically plastic, and you got some rubber right around the plastic. They're not great in terms of vibration or shockproof. And this little thing here, I don't think this is even a shock thing, to be frank with you. So they're great in terms of durability, I think, in terms of long term, because inflatable tires, once you go over bumps and those type of scenarios, they may pop if you go over a large bump or pothole, but the pro is they're much more comfortable to ride, especially long range. Another con is this little flap here to push down has been now an issue of pushing it down in comparison to before. It doesn't fold, the mechanism doesn't fold down as quickly or easily. You're gonna have to wiggle and play around with it. So I've checked that out. It's just time and the usage of it. Let's see what else. There is no ringer here. Usually there's like a ringer to alert people that you're coming behind them or whatever. You don't have that on this, which is surprising because it should be standard. It should be very standard on this type of scooter. The newer Lyfts and Ubers scooters, even the Limes, they all have that. Even some other companies that do sell these off-brand, they do provide that automatically. So I was very surprised to receive this without the bell for the scooter. Another thing, which is a con, and I didn't know about this, and not many people do, is this brake here is, I was thinking if you push this brake, it recharges the battery. And actually it does not. It does not recharge the battery, unfortunately. And this is an actuator that just kind of receives that electrical charge, which over time is gonna mess up the motor. It just degrades the motor and the components within it. It's highly recommended to use this back end, push it down when you're riding it as a brake. So I highly recommend using that for longevity of the scooter. So that's another con. Another one is if you're clicking on your brake or even the back brake here by manual force, there should be some kind of brake light. To kind of tell folks that you're stopping or slowing down, because especially riding these, nobody knows how fast you're going, if you're stopping or whatever. Another thing is maybe some signals, some turn signals, and interesting enough, a good friend of mine has developed a vest that kind of, you can click a button, in the back of the vest will show if you're going left or right or whatever, or it blinks. For safety reasons, because when you're riding this, you're gonna have two hands on the handlebars, so you can't take off your hands and kind of say, I'm going left. It's a little bit difficult to do that, and it may not be safe to do that. So if they could implement something in terms of a blinker or an arrow, maybe to be placed maybe right here, right, like an arrow here and an arrow here for left and right, and a brake light in the back. I think that would be very, very helpful. Maybe some turn signals, like a light that goes right here, a light that goes here that specifies, hey, I'm going left or whatnot. I think it would be very, very helpful in terms of improvement for this type of scooter and scooters out there, because I haven't seen scooters that do have the implementation. To be honest, even the newer scooters by the rental companies, they don't have that type of functionality, which it should be standard for safety reasons. So anyways, that's just a full review of this scooter. It is quite easy to assemble if you do purchase it for this type of brand. So it's not difficult to put it together, but I do highly recommend it if you're in for a e-scooter. I don't know how the newer ones are. This is quite new in itself. I just purchased it this about 3 months ago, 2-3 months ago. So and it is now February 2020. So with that said, I hope this has been helpful. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post them below. If you do ride an e-scooter in a different brand, that's okay too. I would like to hear what your thoughts are on your scooter and what has been your experience.